All right, guys, welcome to today's live stream. This is going to be a short one, and I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin and why I think the bottom might be in here and what I'm looking for to actually confirm this to be a bottom or not. All right, so let's just jump right into the chart and let's take a look at the screen. So right here we have Bitcoin versus USD on Bitstamp. You have some notes here. This is based on posted some stuff on Twitter this morning, and I'm gonna kind of walk you through what I'm watching on Bitcoin right here. I do think that it's looking very good. It's looking quite bullish. I'm gonna remove these lines right here, but this was a potential 1 hour W pattern that I was looking at. I went long right here before going to bed yesterday, hoping that this pattern would play out like this. That obviously never happened, and I actually, when we got reacted up here, I started decreasing my exposure. So right now we're seeing a low time frame range here between 40k and 42 to 43k, and whichever of these levels break, if we break this level to the downside, I'm thinking we're going to hit 35k, and if we actually break the 42k level to the upside, that's when that's when I think we're going to have that big move to the upside. By the way, guys, like the video. I would love for you guys to like the video. If you appreciate the stuff that I'm doing here for you guys for free, almost on a daily basis, hit that like button and press that subscribe to the channel, because you will see more of me, I guess. If anyway, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and don't forget to hit that the bell button, the notification button, to be get notified whenever I go live. So right here you have a let's add a trend line right here, because it kind of makes sense to have a trend line right here. So you have 3 touches right there, hits that level as well, hits that level. But you know what? Actually, that trend line looks beautiful. So we're definitely gonna keep that on the chart, because it definitely valid hits a lot of points right here and looks pretty good. So we're definitely gonna be viewing this trend line. And what I'm thinking in terms of this trend line right here is, maybe we could see something like this, where we actually, in a bullish case, we break this trend line and that horizontal to the upside. And when we come down for a retest, we might see a wick straight down into that trend line area right there. And if we do wick down and bounce here and then close above that level, I would view that as a entry signal, right? Anyway, we're not there yet, so we have to wait for whatever is supposed to be happening or whatever is going to happen. Like I said, I went quite long yesterday, but I sold first thing in the morning around 6 a.m. here. I started selling my position. That was actually the first thing I did in the morning. Like, I woke up, checked my phone. I had quite a lot of risk on, so the first thing I did, it's not a good trading behavior obviously, but I went into the phone and I just sold everything as soon as I saw that we got reacted, because my thoughts were, I was hoping to wake up to this, right? And Bitcoin is at 100,000 millions or stuff like that. That obviously didn't happen, so I reduced my exposure. I still have some holdings on Ethereum and Bitcoin, but nothing big. I do think this looks very, very good for a continuation move to the upside, and that's why I keep having some long exposure. I want to show you something interesting. By the way, guys, I'm not going to have that much time today. I would like to invite you all to join the offers that we got going on in the Burbnest. We are right now, I think it might be the very last day. Maybe we're going to have some, a couple of days left with discounts. Anyway, you can use the code NEST200 if you go to the burbnest.com/subscriptions. I'm also going to link that in the chat, so check that out because the thing is, like, I'm only doing this now because of the dump. I'm only doing these live updates for you guys because of the Bitcoin crash. In the future, I'm most likely going to do once a week or once every other week, but the daily updates, maybe even 2 every day, is going to be reserved for the Nest Club members in the Burbnest. And we're doing live streams like this one on a daily basis inside the Nest Club. Today, for example, we're having a trading psychology session with one of our in-house trading psychologists who's going to walk you through the emotions of trading. So if you're in the Nest Club, definitely check that one out. It's a really, really a very powerful powerful webinar. Right, so as you can see here, I've written potential new range, and this is the major support around 35K if we drop further. So let's keep that one on the below the 4 hour, like that. So what I'm thinking is here, we have a potential range forming right here, right? And it has all the ingredients for a decent range, right? You have a very clear range high area, a very strong resistance, and a very strong support, obviously. Look at that, look at that breakout right there. Very powerful breakout and a very violent and strong reaction and bounce there. And it's also the level once broken that created and kind of propelled us to the 30K level. And we have the range EQ, which is the midpoint of this range right here. And that's actually the where we came down and bounced on that second dump right there, which created that 1 hour W. So definitely some an interesting level with a lot of buying stepping in at that level, showing us that this is a decent support area. And then of course range low kind of nicely lines up nicely with the level that we actually hit during this dump, the 30K region. So I think these are three very, very important areas if we do start to trade sideways here for a couple of days. So what I'm thinking is, if we get rejected, or not rejected, but if we lose this level right here, I'm thinking we're most likely going to test these lows once again, which is the range EQ and the high time frame support area, right? Let's add some fibs to this chart as well, and some moving averages. I'm actually on the log scale. That's not what I'm supposed to be. Let's add some fibs here. I'm going to see where the levels are. Yeah, I would like to have them more confluent with these levels, which they are not, which makes me think I have to kind of recalculate or redraw the levels based on the fibs, if that's the case. So let's see, we have that fib level right there, confluent with that area, and then this one down here. No, you know what? Low time frame on the 4 hour price is definitely reacting to these fibs, so they are definitely valid. And if you look at the 1 hour, this fib level right here is confluent with that low right there. So I need to probably do some more analysis on this and try to find better levels. But right now, this is a rough picture of what I'm watching in terms of support and resistance area, but I definitely have to look into to see if we can find any better levels around these fib levels, because price has reacted to those fib levels quite nicely. Please tell, all right, please tell price how much down price, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that, really. I can't tell you if price is going down or how low price is going. I can only tell you to just follow price action. What is the TradingView range EQ tool? I use the channel tool, but so this is just a fib tool, right? What I've done here is I have my fibs here. Then I have a template which only uses the 1, 0, and the 50, which creates this, right? So it's just a fib tool. All right, so what I'm actually looking at here for Bitcoin then is quite simple, Lose the 40K area, and if we break the 40K area to the downside, this level right here, I'm thinking we're gonna hit the 35K area. And if we reclaim the area around 42K and 43K, we are most likely heading higher. And let's look at this chart as well. This is a bigger time frame, has more high time frame levels, and this is basically what I'm watching right there. Look at that, we have the trend line area right there that we draw. We drew something similar on the 1 hour. I'd like to see a break and retest of the daily 200 EMA to see price come up and test the 50K area. So next major resistance on on Bitcoin is the 50K area. what's your bullish scenario? Right. So what my bullish scenario is just this. Is exactly this, right? Reclaim the 42K area, and we are heading towards 50K. Reclaim 50K, and we are most likely heading towards all-time highs and quite possibly a new all-time high. So that's what I'm watching. A trade that I got my eyes on, apart from the BTC long that we have in the bird nest right now, to really add exposure to that long or to open up a new long, I am watching something like this, where this would be the first take profit. I would then move stops to entry, and that would then be my second take profit or somewhere here. Depends on what happens. I'm gonna plan that setup when I see price action kind of agreeing with the idea. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's my bullish scenario. So reclaim of the daily 200 EMA, the 42 to 43K area for Bitcoin, and break and retest of that area would be absolutely beautiful, right? That would be a high probability long, in my opinion. Let's take a look at Ethereum and Litecoin as well. So we got ETH. So there's this discussion on Twitter how you should pronounce Ethereum. Are you going to pronounce it Ethereum or ETH? ETH? Like, what the hell is that? I've always said Ethereum. ETH? I mean, sure, ETH is ETH, right? But Ethereum? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be pronounced Ethereum. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whatever. Let me know in the chat. Do you say ETH or Ethereum? If you say ETH, I will have to ban you from the channel. Right, so let's look at Chainlink. Yeah, we're both are right. We have a I don't know what to do with you, Michael. Michael, I don't know what to do with you. You say both, right? Really? Does it matter? Hell yeah, it matters. It matters. You know, words really do matter. You can't just say whatever you want, right? All right. Vitalum. Yeah, I might say that's a better. All right, so enough bullshit. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum. Is that better? Or ETH? Do you expect alts to bleed heavily in the coming weeks? Like, God, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. No, like versus Bitcoin, definitely. If Bitcoin starts pumping, alts versus Bitcoin are going to get killed, right? Gonna get killed. Alt versus USDT, however, if Bitcoin turns bullish, alt versus USDT will most likely follow Bitcoin up. And it's going to be glorious. It's going to be goddamn glorious. If Bitcoin reclaims the 42K area and then reclaims the 50K area, please long Bitcoin. Please long Ethereum, Link, Chainlink. I said Link 2 times. I meant Litecoin, BNB, and just go, is the bull run over? The fact that you have to ask that is probably a good, no, it's not over. It's not over. Are we still in the bull run? Yes, we are still in a bull run. Guys, god damn it. Have you checked the daily or the weekly? I mean, some perspective, right? Some perspective here, right? Let's let's just look at this chart for a minute and then ask yourself, is the bull run over? Most likely not, and it's hard to. I can tell you what needs to happen for me to be confident in bull market being over. All right. So for me to think that the bull market is over, I'm pretty certain that we are going to get a move higher. But if we just totally dump further, like below 30K, yeah, maybe the bull market is over. Maybe we're just gonna start a big move to downside definitely, but I'm quite confident that at some point the 42k level will be retested. Now the interesting part right here is, and guys, like the fact that you had to ask me if the bull market is over or not, I feel like you can't just ask questions like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's, first of all, as a trader, I don't really care what is going to happen. The only thing I care about is what's actually happening, and looking at the current price action, what's actually happening, what's the probability of going lower or higher. You would then take the trade if the risk to reward ratio is in your favor, if the probability, in your opinion and based on your system, is higher to the upside or the downside, you would long or short, right? I can't tell you what's going to happen other than the closest support to current price will most likely act as support. The closest resistance above price will most likely act as resistance. That's all I can tell you with almost absolute certainty. What I can't tell you is, will 50k get reclaimed, right? I can't tell you, will 30k hold as support. That is impossible for me to know. All I can do is wait for those levels to get hit and trade based on what price action is telling me. And of course, there's going to be traders who are using different types of analysis, which can, try to predict moves based on Elliott wave theory or Gann side circles and all that. But even the traders who are watching multiple levels below or above current price will always have to judge their analysis with every new level getting gained, right? Or lost. So if a new support gets regained and that's not part of the plan, you have to change the plan. So I can't tell you if the bull market is over or not. Nobody can, right? If I were that certain that the bull market was not over, I would be all in on everything. Now, I'm not all in on everything because there's always a probability that we head lower. However, I do think that in some point in the near future, we are going to reclaim the 42k area. And if we do that, I think we're going to come up and test the 50k area. Now, if the 50k area gets rejected, price heads back down to the 42k area, and that level then gets lost, we have a bear market. There's no other way to look at that, in my opinion. You have a bear market. On the daily, you have lower lows and lower highs, and on the weekly, that would look terrible, right? So I do think that would be the start of the bear market. But how far down are we going to trade in that potential bear market? Well, I'm thinking we're not going to go lower. I'm thinking the high time frame bottom will be somewhere between 27 and probably around 20k, right? Just based on this long RC, right? But it makes no sense for me to really try to predict what's going to happen in the future. The only thing that makes sense for me is to long the reclaim of 42k and sell the rejection at 50k, and then again long the reclaim of 50k. But I'm a short to medium time frame trader. I don't really have any long-term positions. I'm just trading it level by level, right? All right. So I need to do the altcoin shots quickly before we have to end the stream. Let's go see if we can have any answer any questions after that. So Ethereum USDT came down and hit that 2k area right there. Beautiful support, very, very strong support area. We are right now inside the long RLC based on that low. So I've chosen that low because that was the absolute low prior to that major breakout. And I think that kind of makes sense. And I like the fact, like how price respect these levels right here. So on the 1 hour, it's pretty much exactly like Bitcoin, right? So we have to hold this level of support, reclaim 3K, and we probably head up to 3.5K, and we reclaim 3.5K, and we will most likely have all-time highs. The problem with Ethereum that I'm not really seeing the same type of risk to reward ratio that I'm seeing on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin looks much better than Ethereum here on the lower time frames. So if you would trade in something, I would definitely be trading Bitcoin, because it's not about percentages, right? Like we're not supposed to care about percentages. We only care about the risk to reward, right? Yeah, by the way, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want more analysis like this one. Yeah, so it's not about how many percentage can Ethereum gain versus how many percentage can Bitcoin gain. As a trader, you should be focused at, instead of what's the ratio between the invalidation level and the take profit area. And right now I'm seeing the risk to reward ratio being higher on the Bitcoin trade, right? So I would rather go long on Bitcoin rather than Ethereum because of that factor. So a lot of people are talking about a fifth wave. I don't do LT wave analysis. I don't have no idea what you're talking about. Could be, could not be. I don't know. Like I'm not going to try to sound like I know everything about trading, because nobody does, and I definitely have no idea about elite wave theory. So there's that. Let's take a look at Litecoin. So Litecoin is showing the exact same characteristics as Bitcoin. I like the risk to reward on this one. We're definitely up to this resistance area right there. We definitely have a very interesting risk to reward on a potential trade, which would be something like that. So the first, we got over 2R to the first take profit. I like that. So I would go long on a break and retest of this area on Link. That's at a level right there. So a break and retest of that level right there. First take profit about 2R, move stops to entry, and let this one run. Take a look at Link. So as you can see here, it's all about what is Bitcoin going to do. Is Bitcoin going to reclaim the 42K area, or are we going to break down? If Bitcoin reclaims the 42K area, we're definitely going higher, much higher. So, and on all the altcoins versus USDT will follow. So it's all about Bitcoin right here. Link, all right, so Link needs to reclaim. Link looks a bit different here. We need to reclaim this level right here. So we need to reclaim the, let's say, 35K area, complement with that fib right there. That's the level I think we need to reclaim on Link for us to head higher. And that move would most likely look like that. All right, let's see if we have any questions before I have to go. Let's see. Do you think it's better to be inside, I get on the sidelines with USD, waiting to see what price? Yes, I do. Well, I'd say keep your exposure long, but don't add too much risk, and I would add risk on a break and retest of the 42K area. Would you switch current Ethereum and Litecoin positions into Bitcoin? No, I would position myself in probably 4% Bitcoin, 20% Ethereum, and 20% Litecoin, or just 33% on each. Just divide that up. I would do that, because I mean, if Bitcoin runs, Litecoin and Ethereum will run as well. The problem is if Bitcoin dumps, you're going to be losing way more money on Ethereum and Litecoin. So that would be like you're dividing up the risk as well, because Bitcoin will not dump as much as Ethereum and Litecoin. All right. What are the chances for a fake out? I think the first move, chances for a fake out is quite high. So be careful with that. I would view a 4-hour close above 42K. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's just a retest. It's reclaiming as support. I would not buy the breakout. Maybe I would buy like 25% of my desired position on the breakout. And then when I have a rounded retest and a confirmed bounce on the breakout level, I would add 75%. Right, let's quickly take a look at the lower time frames on Bitcoin before we go. It's actually looking quite good, right? I mean, this looks very nice. I think we're going to break out, but it's all about patience, right? You can't just go all in because you think it's going to break out. You have to actually wait for the setup to emerge, and that's what I'm waiting for right here. It looks like Bitcoin wants to break out very, very shortly, right? In the next couple of hours, I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin break out. But I'm not going to be trading this based on just a simple, speculation, and I'm not going to be trading the breakout. I will go long and break and retest, because even if we come up and test that area, we're still going to get a retrace and we're going to get a bottom somewhere, and that's where your risk to reward is greatest. All right, guys, that's it for me. Worst case, well, I'm just gonna worst case scenario for Bitcoin is we're all fucked and it's going to zero, but that's not gonna happen. Worst case scenario for Bitcoin, lose 35k as support before reclaiming 42k. All right, guys, have a great day, everyone, and see you guys tomorrow when I'm doing a private live stream for the Nest Club members. Take care, everyone.